All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Marina. Thanks for joining me today. Welcome to Free Earth Festival 2020. So today I'm streaming from Xenophon Studios and apartment from their beautiful rooftop here in Matala, Crete. Today's class is a power yoga class suitable for all levels. I'll be giving modification, but as usual, that is your practice. So honor what you do and rest when you need to and push your body when you need to. And when you're ready, let's go ahead and hop on the mat. And let's start into Vajrasana, hero pose. So kneeling on your mat, sitting on the heels. And for today, let's just give a nice stretch to the toes. We're really tucking all the toes, pinky toes in. And then resting the hands onto the thighs. Let's go ahead and close the eyes, rolling the shoulders back, start softening your face, drawing the shoulders back and away from the ears. And just take a few moments here to center yourself and become more present. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and out from the mouth. Gently seal your lips and begin to deepen your breath. If you're familiar with the Ujjayi breath, victorious breath, please feel free to do so throughout your practice. Making your breath audible, simulating the sound of the ocean by creating a slight constriction at the bottom of the throat. And as you're deepening your breath, just let your thoughts just fizzle away. And let anything that you're dealing with in life be put to the side. And then when you're ready, join the hands at the heart center. Set your intention for today's practice. Let's begin our class with one Om. Inhaling deeply. Nice. And then release. And just take a child's pose to begin the class. So sitting at the bottom of your mat, allow the body to rest into the pose by resting the forehead on the mat, stretching the arms forward. Let the hips sit back into the hips. The hips sit back into the heels. And then letting go of your head. Dropping the elbows down, just release and let your body completely relax and sink deeply into the ground. And take a deeper breath here. And then start to press your palms into the floor. Start engaging your arms so that you feel the elbows lifting up off the mat. And then feeling this nice stretch onto the armpits. Letting the head go and relax onto the floor. Good. On the next inhale, round forward, coming into an all-four position. And then from here, digging the knees into the mat. Start to send the elbows back. And with a flat back, come all the way down to your belly. From here, let's take a Sphinx pose by sliding the hands forward, bringing the elbows down below the shoulders, opening the chest. And then reverse everything we did, bringing the hands down underneath, tucking the toes, rounding back into a child's pose. We're gonna do this 2 more times. Inhale, round forward. If you want, you can untuck the toes and then bending the elbows, coming all the way down to the belly. Bring the elbows forward and below your shoulders. Open the chest, look up, chin lifts. And exhale, slide the hands back behind, knees stick into the floor, coming up with a flat back. And then press back, child's pose. One more time, inhale, round forward. Lower the hips down, elbows back, come all the way down. Slide the elbows forward, under the shoulders, open the chest. Relax the glutes, and then slowly release back, child's pose. Pressing on your palms, inhale, come up, and then start to straighten the right leg back and the left leg back, coming into a plank position. From plank here, pivot to your right side, rolling onto the outer edge of your right foot, lift that left arm up, coming into a side plank. And then look down, come back into a plank position. Use your toes to send your body forward a little, and then pivot to the left edge of the foot, reaching up with your right hand. The gaze looking up, following the top hand, and then both hands down. Again, use the toes to send your body forward, holding it here, and then bending the knees, lift the hips up high, pressing back, coming into a downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, let's bicycle off your legs by bending one knee, bending the opposite knee. Keeping the head in between your upper arms. And then find some stillness by spreading the hands, spreading the fingers, pressing through the palms, pressing through all the knuckles of your 10 fingers. Slightly bend the knees and rotate the hips and the sitting bones up to the sky or the ceiling. Draw the navel in. Let's take another deep breath here. Good. On the next inhale, look forward, bend your knees, and then step both feet to the front. Lengthen, inhale, create space. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, rise up, arms wide, come all the way up, thumbs touch. Exhale, draw the hands to the heart center. Let's warm up from here. Inhale, reach both arms up and overhead. And exhale, dive forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, create space, looking forward. And as you exhale, plunge your palms, step your left foot back as far as you possibly can. Press the left hand down. Peel your right arm up to the sky, coming into a twisted lunge here. Take one breath, inhale. Exhale, both hands down, lower the back knee. Inhale, reach both arms up. And exhale, let's take an eagle rock by bringing the left arm under the right, and then lifting the elbows up to the sky. Squeeze the upper arms, slightly arch back, look up. Finding a nice stretch in between the shoulder blades, the upper back. Good. And then release. Both hands down, step back into a high plank. From here, bend your knees, lift the hips up high, press back, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, again, bend your knees, rock forward, high plank. And then option here to drop the knees down, and then bring the chest and chin into the floor. Sliding forward, roll the shoulders back, cobra. Exhale, lower down. Tuck the toes under, press back. Hips high, downward facing dog. Start to awaken the body, be gentle with the body. Feel it. And then bring the feet together. Inhale, reach the right leg high, spread the toes. And exhale, step the foot in between the hands. Again, from here, inhale, reach the right arm up. And exhale, this time, look down, drop the back knee down, and then rotate the arms all the way. Maybe see if you can touch your left leg with the fingers. Give it a nice stretch to the left-hand side of the body, rib cage. And then come all the way back. Hands on the mat, step the back foot to meet the right. Inhale to lengthen, create space. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, inhale, arms wide, all the way up, reach. And exhale, hands to the heart center. Let's do this once again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees, hinging from the hips, bend forward. Inhale, halfway lift, Adho Uttanasana. And exhale, plant your palms this time. Step the right foot back as far as you possibly can. And then peel your left arm up to the sky. Good. From here, inhale, drop the back knee down. Coming into Anjaneyasana. And then take another eagle rock with your arms by wrapping the right arm under your left. Inhale, lift the elbows up, shoulder height, or maybe higher than your shoulders. Slightly arch back. Find a nice stretch on the upper back, widening your shoulder blades. Good. And then drop the hands down. Tuck the toes, step back, coming into a plank position first. And then from here, bend the knees, fly the hips back and up. Downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, again, bend the knees, rock forward high plank. And then option to drop the knees, chest chin down, or lower into your first chaturanga. Inhale, rolling onto your toes, upward facing dog, lifting the legs, thighs off the mat. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take one breath. And then bring the feet together. Inhale, reach the left leg high, spread the toes. And exhale, step the foot in between the hands. Pressing on your right hand, inhale, reach the left arm up. And as you exhale, lower the back knee down. Rotate your arms all the way to the back. Maybe touch your calf muscle, your right calf muscle with your fingers. Giving a nice stretch to the right hand side of your torso. Good. And then come all the way down with the hands on the mat. Step the right foot forward to meet the left. Inhale, lengthen, open the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Bending your knees. Inhale, come all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Let's take a few rounds of sun salutation. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step back, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, rolling back on your toes, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Let's take one breath here. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Bending the knees. Inhale, step to the front. Lengthen through the spine, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, arms wide, come all the way up. Thumbs touch. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Let's do this one more time. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, step back. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. take a couple of breaths here. And remember your imaginary central line of the mat. Remember to draw the elbows in towards this central line of the mat. So creating a rotation from the inside out of your shoulders and upper arms. Good. On the next inhale, step or hop quietly to the front of the mat. Lengthen, look forward. And exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, come up into a chair pose. Sink down and reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, step or hop back. Lower, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, the left foot steps in, 45 degrees angle. The right foot steps forward, preparing for warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. On the inhale, reach up. So press the chest forward and look up in between the hands, maybe the palms together. And exhale, release the hands. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Bring the hands together, press the palms together. And then start to send your chest forward. Start to send your torso forward as the head comes all the way down. Stretching the shoulders up and over the head. And maybe checking in that your knee is right above the ankle, slightly behind. Sthirangusthasana. Let's take another breath here. Good, and on the next inhale, come back into your warrior one. Inhale with control. And as you exhale, bring the hands down onto the floor. Fingertips down. Walk the fingers forward as you rise up off the back leg, coming into a half moon pose. Lifting the left hand up. And keep gazing down for more of a balance. So let's start to awaken our back foot by spreading the back toes. Good option here to come into a sugar cane or Ardha Chakrasana by grabbing hold of your left foot, bending the knee, slightly arching the back. And then release, come back into your half moon first. Bring the hands down to the ground and notice that the hips are going to come even. So if they don't, reach back with the hand onto your sacrum. And then make the hips even. Bring the hands down. Good. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, step back. Reaching up, coming into a high lunge. From here, drop the hands back. And then move through your vinyasa. So lower chaturanga with control. Inhale, no need to rush. Upward facing dog. Open the chest, press through the hands, and exhale, downward facing dog. Take one breath. Good, same thing, left side. Step your right foot in, 45 degrees angle, and then the left foot forward, in between the hands. On the inhale, coming up, Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Square off the hips to the side, reach the chest forward, maybe look in between the hands. Good, exhale, release the hands. Bring the palms together to touch. Roll the shoulders back as you inhale. Press the heart forward. And then start to send your torso forward as the head comes all the way down. Checking if your is right above your ankle or slightly behind to protect your joint. Give a nice stretch to the shoulders. Keep pressing the palms together if you can. And then inhale, come up. And exhale, bring the fingertips down on the floor. Walking the fingertips to the front, and then rise up your back leg, reaching up with your right hand, committing to your Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Keep gazing down, stacking the shoulders in one line. And then again, option here to come into your sugar cane, but grab and hold of your right ankle. And then release, coming back first into your half moon pose, spreading the toes of your back foot. And then bring the hands down to the ground and noting the hips are gonna come even. Again, if they don't, with your left hand, pressing onto the sacrum and make it even. Good, inhale, come up on your fingertips, look forward, and exhale slowly. Step your foot back, coming into a high crescent lunge. Exhale, bring both hands down, step back, and move through your vinyasa. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just take a couple of breaths here, reconnecting to your intention. Pressing through the hands, pressing through the feet. And then from here, rock forward into a high plank. Stop your feet together and then pivot to your right side, side plank. Again, reaching the left arm up. Option here to lift that left leg. And then drop the hands down again, coming into your high plank. We're doing the other side, rolling onto the edge of the left foot this time, reaching the right arm up. And then option to lift your right leg. Good. Bring both hands down. And then bend your knees. Send your hips back and up, downward facing dog. Take another breath. Reconnect to your present moment. Notice if your mind is focused or if your mind is wandering away. So bring it back to your focus, to your breath. And then bend your knees, look forward. Quietly step into the front of the hands. Looking forward, inhale. Exhale, fourfold. Bending the knees, chair pose. Sit down onto your imaginary chair and reach both hands up. From here, as you exhale, pull the elbows into the side of the body. And on the next inhale, lift both arms up, one leg up. Exhale, pulls back, feet together. And then we'll lift the other leg up. Inhale. Exhale, pulls the elbow in. Inhale and lift. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Last one. And exhale, stop the feet together. Coming into a regular chair pose. Inhale. And exhale, fourfold. Inhale, halfway lift. Look forward. Exhale, step or jump. Move through your vinyasa. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, bend your knees, round forward, coming into a plank position. And then we're gonna bring the right knee, touching the right elbow, looking forward, and then step back. Other leg, left knee, left elbow, and then step back. Let's do this one more time. Firing up the core, the abdominal muscles, and then left knee, left elbow, and then step back. Bend your knees, send the hips back and up, downward facing dog. Bring the feet together. Inhale, reach the right leg high. Exhale, step the foot in between the hands. reaching up, coming into a high crescent lunge. Inhale, reaching. And as you exhale, pull the elbows in as you tap with your back leg down onto the mat. On the next inhale, lift up, come to the front of the mat, lift your left knee up, and exhale, step back. Again, pulling the elbows down to the side, towards your hips, and lowering with your knee down. Again, inhale, lift, and exhale, coming back. Good, from here, coming back into a high crescent lunge, straightening your back leg, and then twisting your lunge. Sending the gaze back. If that is helpful for you, you can slightly bend your back leg, and then trying to keep the arms in one line. Inhale, reach both arms up, and exhale, drop your back heel down, open into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Good. Inhale, roll the shoulders down, soften your face, gaze through the middle finger of the front hand. And then lower down, both hands on the floor. Step back and then move through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Same thing, left leg. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, step the foot in between the hands. Reach both arms up, coming into a high crescent lunge. On the exhale, pull the elbows in to the side of the body. Bend your back knee down, tapping maybe the floor. And then on the inhale, slowly coming up to the front of the mat. Lifting the right knee up. Exhale, coming back. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, back. Good. Inhale, come back into your high crescent lunge, and then come into a twisted lunge. Send the gaze back, following the left hand. Inhale. And exhale. Reach both arms up, drop your back heel down, windmill your arms to the side, coming into Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2, Virabhadrasana B. Many names are there, all the same. Relax your face, relax your shoulders, gaze forward. Good. And then drop both hands down, step back, and move through your vinyasa. So option here is to press back into downward facing dog if you feel weak, and if you need out the body, need to relax and skip some vinyasa, feel free to do so. I'll take a couple of breaths here, reconnecting with your breath, deepening in and out through the nose. Good, and then we're going to continue from here by bringing the feet together and then reaching the right leg high, inhale. And then we're going to bring the shoulders over the wrists and the knee to forehead. Shoulders over the wrists, knee to forehead. And then you're going to hook your right ankle outside your left thigh. And then turn your left toes to the left, reaching the left arm up. And up into like a funky side plank. And then drop both hands down. Inhale, reach the right leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the foot in between the hands. Inhale, high press. And exhale, pull the elbows in, tap the back knee down as we did before. On the next inhale, reach it up to the front of the mat, lifting your left knee up. And then coming into an eagle pose position by crossing the left leg over the right, and then bringing the right arm under the left elbow, squeezing the elbows together, squeezing the upper arms together, tucking your tailbone in to release the lower back, squeeze the knees, and then inhale, reach up, lift that left knee, and then quietly step back. From here, drop those hands down, and move through your vinyasa. We'll meet in downward facing dog. again, we're going to bring the shoulders on top of the wrists and knee to forehead. Again, for the other side, we're going to hook your left ankle outside the right thigh and then turn the right toes to the right, reaching the right arm up into this funky side plank. And then both hands down. Inhale, reach the back leg up. Exhale, step the foot in between the hands. Coming up into your high crescent lunge. Lift the back heel up, and as you exhale, draw the elbow into the side body. Inhale, lift it up with control. Hold it from your abdomen, from your core, and then taking your eagle pose position. So crossing the right leg on top of the left, and then the left arm coming under your right. Squeezing the upper arms together, lifting the arms up, sitting a little bit more down, tucking the tailbone to release the lower back. Good. Inhale, come up, and exhale, step back. Drop the hands down. Downward facing dog or move through your vinyasa, your choice. Take time, no need to rush. Good, and then from here, start to walk the hands back behind. Wrap the head, release, and then roll up into a stand. Roll the shoulders back. And then move your feet out, let's say mat distance apart, toes pointing out into a diagonal, like a 45-degree angle. And then lift up onto your toes and start to engage the toes, to engage your legs. Feel the calves muscles becoming strong, and the kneecaps lifting up, squeezing the muscles of the quads to the bone. And then if you're losing your balance, who cares? Just come up to where you were. So feel the legs super strong. If someone would come over and you're going to push over, you wouldn't move. And then from here, bring the hands together at the heart. Start to bend your knees. To come down into garland pose malasana. Start to press the elbows against the inner knees. Drawing the sacrum bones down. And plugging the thumbs into the chest. Pressing the chest forward. Looking forward. Take a couple of breaths here. Crow pose. So try to resist to the temptation of just jumping into your crow, even if you're not new to this pose. And just let's set up for success by dropping the hands shoulder width apart, spreading through the toes. And then I want you to really plug the base of your index finger, thumbs, and pinky toes into the mat. So place the base of each of these three fingers into the floor, and then find this grip with all the fingers into the mat like you're climbing a rock. From here, come up into your toes and then lift the hips up high. Start to bend the knees. Now in this position, you always look out straight. Always look out straight. And then start to slightly lean forward and see if you can rest the knees as high up as possible onto your arms. Good. So by bending the arms, you're making like a shelf for the knees to rest. And then maybe you can lift one foot. Maybe you can lift both feet. Maybe you can join the big toes together. Drawing the navel in and just breathe. slowly release. Come back into your squat garland pose, Malasana. And roll the shoulders back and press the heart forward. So if you're new to the pose, let's repeat this again one more time. If you're more advanced, we'll just make it a slight variation to make it a little bit more playful. So you set into your position, and again, come up with the other one foot, and then maybe the other foot without slipping. Okay, good. And then from here, reaching the toes together. On the inhale, release both toes, almost as you were touching the ground, and then lifting up. Good, and then almost touching the ground, and then lifting up. Let's do this one more time, almost touching the ground with the toes, and then lifting up. And then slowly release. Come back into your garland position. Option to stay up on your heels, or option to drop the heels down. Good, and then from here, everyone come up on your toes, so lifting both heels up, and then bring the hands forward. Slowly come back up. Legs are super strong. Hold it here. And then release. Good. Bring the feet together. Good job. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to roll up the spine. Now we're going to do something very technical here. We're going to shake our body. After all this effort, we need some shake. So shaking up the hands to release the wrists, and the arms and shoulders, and then the legs, so you can make some ankle rotation. Shake, shake, shake. Good. And then bring the feet together at the bottom of your mat. Big toes touching in. Leave some space in between your heels. Inhale, reach both arms up. And exhale, forward fold, hinging from the hips. Inhale, lengthen, looking forward. And then coming to your plank. Good. So from your plank, I want you to really walk the hands out to the plank to lower all the way down. But before you use your toes to send your body forward. So see how I'm sending the body forward. And then very slowly, in a straight line, come all the way down. Good. From here, release the arms around alongside the body, and then inhale, peel the head up, chest up, lift the hand, and then start to lift the legs. Keep gazing down, so avoid any strain on the back of your neck. Shalabhasana, locust pose. Exercising the muscles of our back. A little back bend here. Sending the shoulders back behind. And then lower down. From here, bring the hands closer to your ribs. Press the palms. Inhale, lift up, upward facing dog. Exhale, roll on the toes. Hips high, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, drop your knees and take a child's pose here. And then if you want, you can bring the palms together, pressing them together. Release the index finger and the thumbs, and then pointing up to the sky, giving a nice stretch to the shoulders as you press the forehead into the floor. Good. And then release. Coming into an all four position. Cross the feet at the ankle. To come into a seated position. And let's take a core exercise here in Navasana. So the feet are on the floor. Bring the hands underneath your knees. And then slowly start to lift the feet to bring the shins parallel to the floor. You can stay like this, or you can release one hand and then the other hand. Lifting the sternum up and away from the navel. Keeping a very long spine. Good. And then bringing the hands together like you're clapping the hands, or you're pointing the fingers forward. Take one inhale, and on the exhale, bring the hands over to the right, and then back to center. Over to the left, and then back to center. Inhale, exhale to the right, and back to center. Inhale, exhale over to the left, back to center. Good. And then cross the feet at the ankles, rock forward, and take your vinyasa. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog here, you can drop the knees down, or you can take a little hop to come seat again into the mat. Now this time, extend both legs forward for staff pose. Remove the flesh from underneath your sit bones. Press the hands by the side of the body. Roll the shoulders back. And just tuck the chin into the throat a little. Just to feel a very long neck. Then here, if it's difficult for you to hold this position, you can use a rolled towel to set the edge of your sitting bones, just to give a little bit more of length on the hamstring. So the feet are hip width apart, and then the feet are stretched so that the toes are pointing slightly back towards your body. And then reach both arms up here. Inhale. Look in between the hands. As you exhale, fold forward. Keep leading the chest towards the ankles. Thinking more about bringing the thighs and the chest on together rather than the forehead down to the knees. Trying to keep this length with the back. So if you're rounding here at the back, you're going to give a nice stretch to your back, which is fine. But for today's purpose, we want to lengthen the hamstrings. So let's try to keep a long spine, keep gazing forward. And then when you're ready, you can release the head, just relaxing the head down. And then maybe grabbing your ankle or the outside of the feet, or hooking the big toes together. Pause in here for 5 breaths. Close the eyes. Inhale, release, come up. And then bring the hands back, fingertips pointing towards the front. Stretch the toes forward. Inhale, Purvattanasana, lift the hips up high. Gaze up to the ceiling or the sky. For 5, 4, 1, you're doing very good, and slowly release. Again, cross the feet at the ankles, and then rock forward, stepping back. Take your vinyasa, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Coming to the end of our class, inhale, bend your knees, and again hop to the front of the mat. And then bring the soles of the feet together this time, coming into butterfly or Baddha Konasana. Hold on your head ankles, roll the shoulders back, start to widen the elbows and start to press the elbows against the thighs, the inner thighs and the knees. Reaching forward, again keeping a long spine and sending the neck far away from the shoulders. Coming up. Then sending your right leg up and across the left. Take a spinal twist here. So the left hand come onto your right knee. Right hand back behind. First you inhale, you open the chest, and on the exhale you twist. So here you can rock the left elbow around, or you can bring the left elbow outside the right knee. Make sure both sitting bones are down on the floor. Inhale as you open the chest, lengthening through the crown of the head, and exhale, twist. Looking back, keeping the eyes closed. Each time you exhale, try to twist a little deeper. And each time you inhale, try to open the chest and lengthen up a little more. Good, and then turn the head to face forward. And then grab your right foot and lift your right foot up, straighten this right leg. And slowly release. Now change legs. So send the right foot under the left leg. Bring the left leg up and across. Right hand onto your left knee, left hand back behind. Inhale, open the chest, and exhale, twist. Again, you can rock your elbow around or bring it outside, your choice. Inhale, open the chest, and exhale, twist. Take another breath here. Spinal twist is very important for the health of our spine. And turn the head to face forward first. Unravel your legs and then grab the side of your left foot and straighten up your left leg. Lift the heart up in the direction of the toes. Smile. And slowly release. Good. Now hug the knees into the chest and drop the forehead onto the knees. Good, and then from here, we're going to come into the very end of our practice. So bring the hands underneath your knees, slowly start to roll back and come one vertebrae at the time down the mat. Good. And then bring both legs up to the sky for Viparita Karani. You can take a shoulder stand if this is in your practice. If you are used to it and you don't need any support underneath your shoulders, let's go ahead by lifting the hips up, lifting the legs up, and just taking Shoulders stand for 10 breaths. Keeping the eyes closed. Chin pressing into the throat, stimulate the thyroid and parathyroid glands. Stimulating our metabolism. Last 3 breaths. Good, and then slowly drop the legs back behind. If you want to, you can keep your fingers down on the floor, releasing the hands back behind, palms flat on the mat. Halasana, cloud pose. And then from here, slowly using the hands like as brakes. Slowly, slowly keeping the legs straight. Come down. Let's take fish pose here. So come onto the top of your head. Send the feet 45 degrees and then bring the palms together and sending the fingertips towards the feet, the same direction. Interlacing the fingers and then reaching forward with your thumbs and index fingers. Stay here. And then slowly release. Hug the knees into the chest tightly. Tuck the chin into the throat. And then cactus your arms. And cross the right leg on top of the left. And send the knees over to your left. Look over to your right. Left hand come on top of your right thigh. And just remember to twist from the lower back and above. And then slowly come back to the center, unravel the legs, and then cross the left over the right. And then send the legs over to your right, look over to the left. Back to the center, uncross the legs, again hug the knees into the chest, inhale, head to the knees, Uttanasana, closing into a little bowl. Take a deep inhale and exhale through your mouth to release the body. Extend the legs out, feet falling down to the side, roll the palms up towards the ceiling. And then before you fall into your deep relaxation here, take a few moments to acknowledge the practice and process all you've done, all your efforts. And take a moment to go back to your intention. And slowly start to soften your body, sink in your body down into the mat. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. And then slide the feet together and move the hands up and above the hand. Give a nice stretch to the body. Bend your knees and roll over to your right side. To come up into a seated position. Keeping the eyes closed. Sitting very nice and tall. Scanning the body from the head to the toes. Notice how you feel. Notice if any difference from the beginning of the practice. And when you're ready, bring the hands together into Anjali Mudra with a sense of gratitude. Let's take one Om together to end our practice, honoring the practice. Inhale for Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring the thumbs to the third eyes, open the eyes, namaste. So thank you everyone for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed the class. Please stay with us for these beautiful days with the Free Earth Festival. And I really hope to meet you next year live, 2021 in Greece. If you like the class, you can follow me on Instagram at wandering.yoga. And then you can find in the bio the links for YouTube free online classes. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.